Hey, Steve.
Hi, Shannon.
This is our introduction.
It's the best introduction.
Yes. So I wanted to have this chat between us because I keep meeting tons of new and old friends that are so confused about what we're trying to do with our Evry1 conference because it is so unique and it's not like anything anyone has seen before, that the best way to explain it, I think, is just to talk about it, which is what I want to do at the conference. Encourage more conversations.
You know, that was the whole essence of when you first started taking over your duties, running a large conference. That was one of the things that was you. I mean, you're effusive, you're bold, you're a little on the pushy side from time to time, but that's really
We're
okay.
working on that.
We're working on that. And but the one thing that you help engender in the community was more collaboration, more cohesiveness, more sharing, more just, let's just plop the heck down in the middle of the hallway, break out our computers, and let's start going Boolean on each other, or as you used to say, Boolean on each other.
I never
And
said bullying.
I didn't say bowling, I said Boolean.
Mm-mm-mm.
Jokingly.
Okay, thank you.
But that's really what made the community stronger, was knowing that there was, and I can't believe I'm going to use this phrase,
Oh,
I'm going to laugh at myself, a safe space to be an absolute TA goofball.
yes, absolutely. And that is one of my things I strive on my current team, is for everyone to bring their authentic selves and to feel comfortable to bring their authentic selves. And I obviously had a lot of practice, both attending, speaking, emceeing, running conferences, to finally perfect what I feel is the perfect conference. And I think a lot of people associate me, you, our entire Evry1 community with what we built previously. And this is our chance to finally do something new, which we're all excited about, because we had so many limitations with the last organization we were involved in. And this is my chance to break free and experiment and try something new. And like, for people not to get confused, there was nothing wrong with the way that we ran things in the past, right?
We also grew this community through
Yes.
being very human, doubled it, tripled it. We turned it into a massive entity, and
Yeah.
we just wanted to make it larger and
Yeah.
more comprehensive, more inclusive.
And we still do. We still do. But this one is something different. This is it's not about growing it super large. It's still about being inclusive, and it's still about all the other things. But this is the first time I've ever had to experiment with a conference where I don't have to worry about profits, right? Like, my paycheck is not coming from this one. There's no mouths to feed from this conference. There's no light bulbs to turn on, right? This is a in my opinion, a large budget, where we get to like have fun and lose a little bit of money. I think that's what's confusing to people, is that this is completely different. And so let's talk about the format, Steve.
Okay.
So first, I've always said I think there are three types of conferences, right? You have educational conference. You have your, where you go and you learn a ton of information, and you try to maximize what you're trying to learn, right?
Yes.
Been there, done that, right? And there are so many conferences that exist for that reason. Then you have I like to say, local conferences that are networking led, where you're probably not going to learn anything, but you go because you want to see some of the people that are local to you and network, right? Those are like my personal favorite because they're laid back, they're easy, they're short.
Well, these are the classic meetups
meetups,
that help introduce people who've never spoken before, who've never had a voice before, to an audience where they could try things that made them uncomfortable.
Exactly. And I mean, I think we all got started at meetups, and so those are great, and I love participating with them in Dallas still. And then you got your entertainment conferences, right? Those your user conferences, like LinkedIn Talent Connect is like a huge user conference. It's like, I've been to that so many times, and I don't go to learn anything because I don't learn anything there. I go to be entertained, and I'm entertained from start to finish. And so it's great, And
It
so
is.
because I don't have a LinkedIn budget,
No
this
one does unless you want to charge, what did you say? Yes,
$2,000 per license.
yeah. Tomorrow, yesterday's technology at tomorrow's prices today.
Yeah, and maybe one day, but
One day,
right now
no.
I wanted a conference that combined all three aspects, but actually focused on community. And don't get me wrong, like, you can still have a learning conference and a local meetup and entertaining conference that focuses on community. Like, when I went to Talent Connect, so many people were running around, asking, how many times have you been to LinkedIn? Blah, 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 blah. There's a community there. And, but this one I wanted to be focused on quality conversations off stage, right? We hand selected a number of speakers that you typically don't have the opportunity to see at a lot of events, or we haven't seen in several years.
Several years.
Yeah, and it's not like people look at our agenda and they see like 15 speakers and they're like, that's it? Everyone attending is a speaker.
Yep.
Everyone attending is a speaker.
It's like everyone associated with everyone is a renowned speaker, literally known on a global scale.
Right. And like, the last thing I wanted to do was put a conference together where from like 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night, you're sitting in the same seat listening to a session over and over and over again. I want people to leave, get up, stand up, walk around, go outside, do some yoga, meditate, get to know other people, like, talk about the session that they just listened to, right? Actually enjoy the city that they're in, right? Get outside the hotel. I mean, I can count how many conferences I've been to where you don't need property. It's and if you do need property, like, oh my God, it's such a hassle. But this is not like that.
This is not like that. One of the things that I'm looking forward to is, I'm not speaking at this particular retreat conference, but I am more.
You're closing it out for us.
Oh, that's right. I'm doing the closing with KK. So that's gonna be a good one. But I'm looking forward to literally walking out in the street, leading a tour to, perhaps arbitrarily, people who want to get tattoos. We can go walk to a local tat parlor and talk about something that Carmen said, or Glenn said, or Katrina said, and just, in a completely different environment, a different space, which, by the way, is so helpful to inspiring and clearing your head of the cobwebs of that dictate the standard ways you do things. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to doing tequila and talking about hooligans.
Well, the best conversations to me happen like late at night. Like, you're at dinner, doing a nightcap, you're at the bar, or you're doing that mixer after all the sessions, and then you get into a cool debate, or someone says something thought-provoking. Like, to me, they've never been on stage. I think every conference I've been to, 80% of the content people on stage say some great information, but it doesn't change my life. It doesn't change my job. It doesn't change anything. And this conference is not going to do that either. It's what people are saying on stage is going to, expand your mind a little, make you think, make you feel better about yourself, give you some new ideas to improve yourself and your job and your life and everything, but it's what you take from that and mix and mingle with other people in the environment we created. That's what's going to really bring the change. And that's, people have trouble seeing that because they look at the agenda and they're like, well, how do I tell my boss I want to go to this? And I'm like, you talk about the quality of conversation. You talk about the empowerment. You talk about the betterment. It's like, and that's also for a reason why we kept the price so low. I think every conference out there that I've seen, the cheapest conference I've seen, and kept like that's of this caliber, is $1,500. Our price is $450, And we have a lot of 60, 40, 20% discount codes
Yes, we do.
floating around out there. We want to make sure that everyone can get there without price being a huge hindrance. We're at a 5-star luxury hotel. They have slashed 80% off the rate for us. $200 a night, I believe, is around 200 a night.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a historic hotel right in the heart of Santa Fe. And we chose Santa Fe for a particular reason, because a lot of people are like, what? It's hard to get in there. You got to find Albuquerque, drive up. You know, it's only 3 nonstop flights into Santa Fe. It is because it's a city of healing. It's a city of bonding. It's a city of community. You know, it's spiritual.
It's it's one of the most well-known art communities. You know, if you know who Georgia O'Keeffe is, then you know Santa Fe.
Yes. Go down Canyon Street where all the art galleries are.
Ooh.
You know, it's to me, I wanted a place that people don't want to stay in the hotel the whole time. I wanted a place, like you said, people can get out and walk around. People can enjoy the city. People can go on a hike. People can go do yoga with Kristen. You know, I mean, Farrah Reeves is giving walking tours. She's from Santa Fe. You're having an actual local, and it's not going to be like a tour like, well, this church was built in 18. No. She's going to give an actual tour of what people actually want to know. And it's going to happen at like all hours of the conference. And so that's what like I'm so excited about. And another thing I've always wanted to do, but this was so hard to do, was, you know, I'm a big fan of workshops, right? Now this is our educational part of the actual conference.
Yeah.
But the problem with workshops is you have 4 or 6, you know, somewhere in that range to choose from. And then the next day they change.
Mm-hmm.
So out of like the 8 to 12 sessions, you get to choose 2. And then you freak out because like, what if you go in one and it sucks? Then you feel like absolute shit because, oh, I didn't get to go, you know, I wasted my time and stuff like that. Well, first off, I guarantee you it's not going to suck.
Oh, it's not at all. Nope.
Second, you know, is we're offering technically 4 workshops. One is actually like taking a break and stretching your legs, walking around, stuff like that. So if you didn't want to watch anyone on stage, you get to leave the property. You got Angie Barrows, Kat Kivin, and Mark Todorici. And then they repeat the next day. And so if you really wanted to get something, then you're going to miss just one person. And I guarantee you everyone's going to be talking about it. So that's something really cool that you typically don't get, where you're missing just a third instead of 90%.
Yeah. But the other thing, the intimacy of the conference, you know, the small numbers, the high level of the speakers means you're going to have the opportunity to literally go one-on-one small group for 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are no limits. This is a retreat for your professional mind. This is an opportunity for you to, because the numbers aren't so large that you're having to fight, you know, like a sale at a retail store, you're going to be able to take your challenges at work.
Yes. You're going to
you're going to be able to share that
yes.
with some of the people who have been there. They've done that. They've made mistakes. They have the scars. We have the successes.
Yep.
And you'll be able to gauge how you're doing against some of the people who, for lack of a better description, have helped form and structure this modern age of talent acquisition. That is ridiculous. That is so unique that it's not just a question of I'm going to bring back a PowerPoint. You're going to bring back a different way of thinking.
Exactly. Now, also, this isn't a sourcing conference. Now, there will be sourcing sessions, right? This is a TA conference. So Mark Todorici, he can't help himself. He needs to do some stuff on sourcing. That's why we love him. Angie will throw in a little sourcing as well. You got Katrina Kibben, who's going to be doing a workshop on how to actually get like good response rates and write good job postings and stuff like that. You have Madison Butler, who's in HR. You know she's going to be giving some truth from the stage.
Maddie's going to be on fire.
That's the session I'm like really looking forward to. And we have our VP of people, Aaron Wilmot, who's going to be leading the conversation with Maddie. And nobody knows Aaron because he doesn't speak at many events.
Nope, he doesn't.
Maybe he's been to Sherm or something, but he is, trust me, he's like the perfect moderator. You have Jerry Crispin moderating. Yeah, Jerry Crispin. I don't know if you've heard of him. The guy with the hat.
The hat, yeah, and the beard.
Yeah.
The guy I took for his first tattoo a couple of years back.
Yeah, bringing 50 years of experience, and he'll be having a fireside chat with Carmen Hudson, myself, and hopefully one more mystery guest. You have
and don't forget several bottles of wine with that group.
Several bottles of wine. You have Glenn Cathy talking about inclusion. You have Lars Schmidt talking about community. Carmen Hudson's going to be on the stage, like dropping some truth bombs. I know. And then you have Kay Kellison, Tara Reeves, and Kristen Hughes. Like the list goes on and on and on. And so we have so many, plus all of our Evry1 advisors. Jan Tegza coming in from the Czech Republic. You got Sydney Davis, Dean DaCosta, Jim Schneider. Like we have so many good people that are going to be there. It's super exciting. I think people get confused because they're like, it's not a lot, but it will be a lot. There's going to be margarita tastings. There's going to be green chili tasting, chocolate tasting. I think.
Ew, chocolate?
I think we're gonna have a drag queen there. I can't help myself.
Don't tell. I thought you weren't going to talk about that. About me.
I can't hold my surprises in, but there's going to be so much to do, and it's the type of conference that everyone can get something out of it. You want your education, you got it. You want the retreat experience where you just want to relax, unwind, walk, do some yoga. You
will be able to find. I do guarantee if you just want to do a walkabout about around town, whatever it might be, it wouldn't surprise me if you can just tap one of the speakers, one of the Evry1 reps, or one of your fellow conference mates, and just walk. This is maybe I don't think there's going to be a pool, so we're not going to necessarily do that part. Yeah, it's okay. I jump in the ocean January 1st up in the Atlantic Ocean, so it's not a big deal. But you're going to be able to have conversations, deep, meaningful conversations on levels that you don't get at normal conferences. B, you probably don't get them at work because the saying, sometimes you forget that you're there to drain the swamp when you're up to your ass in alligators. Santa Fe, no alligators in Santa Fe, no swamps in Santa Fe. It's just pure, unadulterated sharing.
Yes.
And collaboration. And that's
we're bringing a group together that hasn't been together in 3 years. 2019 was the last time we all got together. It would be over.
I had a full head of hair back then, didn't I? No.
I didn't have a baby, but now I do.
No, you do.
Lots has changed, it's it's gonna be, I don't know, I'm just super excited about it. And here's another thing too. I get a lot of questions about this. Can we sponsor? Yes. Is there going to be an expo hall? No.
Is there a rate card that's gonna knock people out? Probably not.
This isn't I think our conference rates, oh my God, quote me if I'm wrong, but they're well under 5,000. I think they're under 3,000. And it's a community contribution that will get you tickets to the event. And you're welcome to, we'll carve out some time within the conference for you to get up and introduce yourself, introduce your company. We're not providing people's email addresses, names, anything like that. If you wanted to donate swag, you're more than welcome to do that. Any company can participate in this, but we're doing it just to, again, we're going to take the money that you donate, and we're going to put it back in the conference, right? Everyone is run by Hire Easy. The Hire Easy sponsors Evry1. Now, the two are completely separate. We know there's separate databases. Whoever, the thousands and thousands of people that have been a part of Evry1 clearly understands by now that there's no selling or anything of HireShell. There's no emails. Also, literally, I have We use Pardot for Hire Easy as our CRM and database, and we use HubSpot for Evry1. Two are completely separate. They don't talk, right?
Yeah.
And so
check if you know a little about sourcing, check your emails. You'll know that to be true.
yeah,
Check
exactly.
check the
Yeah.
headers.
Our content on our website's different. It's completely different. And can our competitors sponsor? Yeah, absolutely. We'd love to have you there. You know, if your company at this crazy time wants to donate a couple $1,000s to give back to a community, trust me, that will send like ripples through everyone at the event, knowing that this is not a lead gen event for you, right?
Yeah.
What you're getting is like clearly goodwill. And we've had a lot of interest. You know, no one really take action yet, but we're really excited, you know, and you know, if no one sponsors, that's okay. We'll obviously
okay.
hire easy sponsoring.
But if someone does sponsor, the true benefit, and this was not intended, we did not think about going this way, but you're going to have access to some of the smartest people in TA to look at your platform.
Yes. Oh,
and
God,
they will,
yes.
and they will give you feedback. They will give
Glenn
you the good, the
Christen,
bad, and the ugly.
Glenn
You know, but
Caffey,
do you know how
Jim
much all of us?
Schneider.
Do you know how much we all charge to look at your platform?
If you don't have at least like, okay, first off, like Glenn genius, Jerry genius, Lars genius, but I think one of the most underrated HR tech people in our space is Jim Schneider. like and Jan Texa, because those two have like, well, they built things before, and they're so humble, they will never brag, you know, and they might show up at tech conferences like Unleashed or HR Tech, maybe, you know, but they are so worldly. Angie Barrows does a lot with HR Tech. Like, yeah, you got a whole hoopla of people that are going to be there. Carmen Hudson, hello, tweet a job.
Hello, tweet a job, product hunt, all that stuff. The stuff that what was that one she did? Product
Hunt. Yeah, they're
Product
one of
Hunt.
the sponsors. Yes, Product Hunt is one of the sponsors. Yeah, we're super excited.
And if Carmen's there, that means William's going to be there.
I hope William.
I hope.
My baby boo, as I like to call him. So, but no, it's a different conference. It is unique, and I know it's hard to go to your manager and be like, I want to attend this, because hey, you probably have no finances to go. Let us work with you, right? I'm not giving out a 10% discount code. There's no early bird access rate. You know, the toughest thing is just going to be, which airport do you want to fly into, right?
By the way, on that,
providing transportation from Albuquerque to Santa Fe. So we're going to save some money there.
Yeah, and on that note, actually, Radloff and I are flying into Albuquerque. I'm renting a car, and we're going to do you know, just if anyone comes in at the same time, we'll wait for you.
Yeah,
we'll drive. Yeah. You'll drive with us.
Any problems that you would have, we're going to work out for you. I have 4 insanely experienced event planners on this. You know, Kate Wilson,
insanely.
Like the 2 best in our space, and then I have 2 like what I like to call like they're super super talented, but nobody knows, like it's dark horses, you know, underrated.
Who are they?
Ashley Brashears and Reese Bryant. Yes, we have so many like seriously, it is you have 4 people working for you plus 7 advisors on Evry1. So that's 11 people that are here to help. You have 2 community volunteers already scheduled. That will make it 13. We don't need any more, because this isn't going to be a large event. Like, originally when I built this, I was like, let's get 400 people. Yeah, let's just take over Santa Fe. And then as the pandemic continued, and as travel restrictions in the economy and all that kind of stuff, I started attending more and more events that were very like probably 75% less attendance than normal. Mm-hmm. And I preferred that. I really did. You know, it's if anyone have attended conferences back in the day where like the numbers were smaller, like, you know how intimate that is, and you know how special that is, right? And once you grow it, it completely changes the culture. Yeah. Now, this is the chance to come to this event when it's small, because yes, of course, I want to see it larger eventually. We're not going to have them every year and stuff like that, but you know, it's, you know, and we are capping it at 400 people, but I would be shocked if we had over 100 people. I would be floored. If you ask me right now, Shannon, how many people do you think will show up? I think we'll be about 75. for a 2-day event, I think that's great. The small, intimate gives you a chance to meet everyone there, remember everyone there, have all the conversations that you need, stay for the
Yeah.
post-conference dinner, and we'll have a good old time. So
I think we'll hit a bit more than that because coming out of the summer, coming into September post Labor Day, where many companies are trying to push return to office. There are going to be people who want to talk about things like that and how it impacts talent acquisition, how it impacts the future of work, the future of, I can't say the future of talent because that's our friend Kevin Wheeler's thing. So I love you, Kevin. We love you, Kevin.
okay.
But this is going to be an opportunity for you to do things that have been pent up, and to talk about things that have been pent up inside for 3 years.
In person,
With
like,
people who their names, you've read their articles, you've watched their videos, but you haven't had the chance to sit with them one-on-one in something that's low-key and comfortable, and something that frees your mind in a place that is inspiring.
exactly.
That's what makes it so unique. You can retreat, you can renew, you can reinvigorate, reconjuvenate. Yeah, I was going to make up a word like I usually do when I'm on stage, but
I do that too.
I couldn't come up with one that
All
was
right,
good.
as a mom, we'll work together.
Thank you for that one.
Yeah, and we're at the tailor end of conference season, right? We're a week after TalentNet and also the Candidate Experience Conference, which I hope everyone goes to in Dallas. And it's November 10th, 9th and 10th, right? 9th and 10th. Election day is November 8th, right? We're starting the conference. This is something else we did too, because we really want everyone to get out and vote. Like, it's gonna be a big primary and stuff like that for Texas, and there's a lot going on. But November 8th, vote. Fly in on the 9th. We don't start till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. If you fly in on the 8th and you want to hang out in the morning, well, yeah, we'll have activities for you, but the conference really doesn't officially kick off until 1 o'clock on the 9th. And we did that so people really can stay home, they can vote, and we want you to be obviously with us as much as possible. But we really wanted to make sure that people exercise, their rights within this country. And so, and again, if you want to do absentee like I'm going to do and come a little early, come on, I'll be there Monday to Friday.
I think so too.
Steve, parting thoughts.
Parting thoughts is, in the last 3 years, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 virtual conferences I've spoken at. And when I first started speaking at conferences, I sweat through several layers of clothing. My first big stage, I think I had like 400 people or so. I was going up against Amy, Beth, and Randy. Each of us in 3 rooms. That was the one that you missed. And but I learned to feed off a live audience. That's what I miss.
Mm-hmm.
I miss being around my friends. Video is fine, but when you see someone you haven't seen in several years, and they've been such a massive influence on your life and on your career, to get this chance in person in, frankly, one of my favorite cities in the United States, in the world, frankly, and to talk about things that are likely going to nucleate discussions down the line, innovations down the line, and are going to influence like these big shock waves throughout the industry. And I can go with Kay and Mark and get more tattoos. I am so looking forward to this, Shannon. So looking forward to this.
Me too. I'm looking forward to the slowed pace of the event itself. I'm looking forward to the activities off the stage.
Yeah.
If you're someone who just wants to like pause, take a breath, go somewhere that's going to better yourself, this is it. Like this is it. And so, you know, and we're probably not going to do one in 2023. You know, just it's going to be hard for us to do this every year, right? It takes a lot of resources.
Yeah.
And so, you know, this is, so it's not like, well, I'll go next year. You know, we sure we'll have one again in the future, but you know, I think if you really, 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 again, if what we said, you know, rang a bell, you perked up, you're actually listening to this because you're obviously interested if you're listening to this, just find a way to get there. Let us know. We'll help you. Trust me. Like I said, 13 volunteers, 4 people 100% dedicated to this. Like we got you. And
It'll be
I'll
worth,
see you there.
yeah, me too. It'll be worth your while.
Let me show my Evry1.
Is that the Santa Fe logo? It is.
Well, it's like the New Mexico logo.
New Mexico one. That's right. So it's on the Albert, the license plate. That's right.
Yes. All right. Right. That's it. Thank you, everyone. See you in November.
Everyone, cheers.